you did the hard thing, and then you get that email that says, hey, I looked over it. Here's what I have to offer. You open the document and all you see is red. In this video, I am going to be talking about feedback and how we can take a little sting out of the feedback, if you will. Stay tuned. Hi, I am Dr. Marvette Lacey. I work with doctoral students to finish their dissertations in 12 months or less. And today I'm going to be talking to you about feedback. Someone who was told throughout their PhD journey that they are not a great writer, I just want to say first, girl, I feel you. I feel you with the fear of letting people see your writing. I feel you with wanting to hoard it and not let other people not turn it in. You want to, make sure it's perfect. All the I's are dotted, T's are crossed. You went to the writing center 5 times. You let your homegirl see it and you let your other homegirl see it before you let your advisor see it. I'm telling you, I understand. And what I want you to know is that feedback is a gift. You had to overcome a lot of obstacles in order to write the thing, to write the document, the manuscript, that probably by the time you turn it in, I don't even want to look at it again. Like, you just wrote some words down and you turned it in. And what I find is that because students or people don't give themselves a lot of time or space to write something, probably getting harsher feedback than you anticipated because of that. The other main thing, and this is a big one. The other thing that I see is that when you ask someone to review your work, you're not clear in your request. You're like, hey, can you look this over for me? And then you send it away. Now, here's the thing. The person on the receiving end has no idea what you want them to do. Do you want them to look at grammar and spelling? Do you want them to look at APA? Do you want them to look at your citations and making sure you got up-to-date references? Like, what do you want them to do? And because you're not clear on your ask, they're not really clear. And so they're going to do the thing that they naturally default to, right? We all have our strengths. We all have the things that we care most about when it comes to writing, right? Some of us are very clear about, like, I'm only here to look at the passive writing. Some people love to nerd out over APA, which I don't really quite understand, but to each his own, right? Some people love to look at grammar, spelling, mechanics, right? And so they're going to default to what they like to do the most. And if that is not what you were looking for, you're going to have to be clearer in your ask. Writing is a process, and it takes a lot of drafts to get it to a point where you're like, okay, I like it. It still won't ever be done, but it'll get to a point where you're like, okay, I like it. So I just wanted to throw that caveat up in there. The second thing, and please hear me. Your writing has nothing to do with your worth. Nothing at all. Your writing is your writing. Your writing is separate from you as a person. You are worthy. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of support. You are worthy of respect, no matter what else you do. Your writing, though, is a practice. It is a skill. It is something that you are learning. The two are not the same thing. And I know that people can come off as if the two are the same. I know that you probably get messages from your program being like, if you were a better writer, you would get more opportunities, right? The people who, quote unquote, are better writers get, more shoulder taps and get told about grants and things like that. And I'm not saying that the system is not flawed. I am saying that it has nothing to do with you as a person. Those are other humans making their own decisions, but it's not about you as a person. And that everyone had to work on their practice of writing, some more than others, and everyone had to work on it. And so I just want you to know that all writers have to practice, no matter where they are in the game, and you are no different. And the next thing, you want to first give yourself feedback. You are going to be more critical than anyone else probably ever will be, because you know what you intended to say. You know how you wanted it to sound in your head. And while how you wanted it to sound in your head may not be all the way clear, you're still operating from that point of view. And so this can work 2 ways. But the first way I want it to work is give yourself enough time and space to look over your own writing. Go through it, run the spell check, make sure you actually have paragraphs, make sure you actually worked on the mechanics and the editing and the structure part. Because I tell people for every hour of writing, there's 3 hours of editing that has to happen. Now, the 3 hours doesn't happen all at once, but it does start with you first looking at your writing. And this means that you're going to have to plan a little bit more ahead of time indoor. You're going to have to move your deadlines back because you're going to need some significant time to look over your writing. Please stop giving people your drafts that you did not look at. Stop it. Just read over it. Now, for the people, because I said it works 2 ways. Now, if you have looked over your writing and you have been editing for more than a day, 2 days, 3 days, now you can stop it and send it on because you read it. You gave it a once through, like glance through. Now I'm going to need you to get another set of eyes on it. So I want to invite you to first read through your comments, read through the edits. Do not just go through and start deleting the ones that's like, good job, excellent point. Because I know you. You're probably going through being like, okay, whatever. Just tell me what's wrong with it. And because you're so hyper focused on what's wrong with it, that starts to feed the monster all over again about the story of you not being a good writer and you don't know what you're doing and you're not worth the time and the support. But instead, I want you to like read the comments and really take it in, like really take their feedback in and have a moment to sit with it. And get your collective like bearings of like, okay, overall, how do I feel about their feedback? Because you might be reading somebody's feedback and be like, I'm not doing that. I'm not, delete, I don't care, right? But if it's someone you're like, okay, they got some things here, let's check it out. Read through it first, sit with it, and then I want you to take it section by section. Take it edit by edit. What is happening is a lot of you are trying to do all of the edits at once and you're not giving yourself time and space. So here, the theme of this conversation is time and space to sit with everything. Sit with your, like what the feedback is and the emotions that you have about that feedback, because that's real. That's real. Okay. Really ask yourself, is this something that I agree with? Do I see where they're coming with their point? Do I want to keep their feedback or do I want to lovingly dismiss it? If you're going to dismiss that feedback, then I'm going to ask you to be very clear as to why. Not necessarily that you need to let the reviewer know, but that you know for yourself in case it comes back up later. You know why you're making the decisions you're making. Because I hope that what you're getting to from this second part is feedback is optional. It's a gift and it's optional. You do not have to take it. Even if it's from your advisor, even if it's from a committee member, you do not have to take it. Because the beauty about making it to this point, everybody's a knowledge producer, everyone's colleagues. Like all we're talking about at this point is paperwork and semantics. And so I get to say like, you get to push back on the feedback. If there is something you do not agree with, or you like, nah, I think about it this way, you can do that. Now, the people can pull a rank and say like, do it because I said so. All right, girl, you got it. But most of the time, and what I find, 99% of the time, we are making that decision for people before they even can tell us. If your dissertation is the starting process, it is not meant to be your best work. It is not meant to be your most epic work. It is meant to be the starting point, the beginning of your academic career. And so nobody is expecting you, girl, to come out the gate with like the best thing ever written. They're expecting C+, B-. And I know you're like, but I exceed expectations. That's cute and that's great. Do you want to graduate or you want to be somebody's star student that nobody asked for? We didn't ask for that. We asked for a completed, a done dissertation. Y'all heard people say the best dissertation or a great dissertation is a done dissertation. Get it done. C+, B-. Hopefully that helped. I want to thank, I'm going to put their name up on the screen, but I want to thank you for asking for this video. And yeah, if you are looking for some more help, come join us in the Finish Your Dissertation program. Enrollment is now open, and I am going to talk to y'all later. Bye.